as we prepare to say goodbye for the final time. After 18 years of sitting here on this show, first on ESPN Radio, which was where we were to be found for the first 4 years of our existence, and then they put us on ESPN News, and they moved us to ESPN2, and a lot of things have happened since then. We were on before there was Pardon the Interruption, before there was Around the Horn, before there was First Take, which was previously Cold Pizza, and we were on before that. And through all of it, we have sat here, we've done our best to try and make people a little bit less miserable in their mornings, and if we have succeeded in that, then we accomplished everything we needed to do.
We figured if we laughed, hopefully you laughed along with us, and while trying to give you sports information and news and maybe a little info that could help you at the water cooler, that we'd make you chuckle on your way to work as well. A couple of interesting things. Hembo put together a great list. The show debuted January 2nd of 2000. So we were looking at that time, what was going on in the country. And let me tell you, I'm really happy about this, about the number one song at that time. This is Santana, the song Smooth. It's a great tune.
I mean, it could have been any song, and it turned out to be one we both like a lot.
That's exactly right. A great song. The number one film at the box office then was Stuart Little. You know, the little mouse. I never saw that one.
I don't think I actually saw that one either because I didn't have kids yet at that time.
The average movie ticket cost $5.39. Oh, my Lord. Is that unbelievable? Mark Zuckerberg was 15 years old. 15 years old. A little bit of Facebook later, and he's now the fifth richest person in the world.
Yeah. Those are some of the ones that are the most remarkable. Marvin Bagley III, who was the top freshman in the country, had yet to celebrate his first birthday. Carlos Beltran was the reigning Rookie of the Year. He just retired. Urban Meyer was the wide receivers coach at Notre Dame.
Wide receivers coach at Notre Dame. He had yet to become a head coach.
And you look at some of the great athletes, the great players over the time that we've been on the air and what they've accomplished in our time, and maybe no one more so, no group more so, than Roger Federer and the Williams sisters. The day that we debuted, they had combined, Federer, Venus, Serena, had combined to win one Grand Slam. They've won 48 since. Tiger Woods had won 2 majors at that time, and Phil Mickelson had yet to win any. They've combined for 17 since. We've had the chance to chronicle the entire career of Tom Brady, who I believe will retire as the greatest quarterback of all time. The entire career of LeBron James, who will retire as one of the greatest basketball players of all time.
I think that's one of the things that we were fortunate in this show. Listen, for anything to last just about 18 years, my wife and I were trying to think other things in the entertainment world that have duos at least that have lasted for 18 years, and I think it's a pretty short list, but how fortunate we were to have things to talk about because of the athletes that you've mentioned. I mean, the careers we got to cover. I mean, they fortunately for us made it a lot easier to talk about their greatness because it wasn't just the greatness in the era they were in, but they let us help us talk about lists of all-time lists, you know, when they were done playing. So we were very fortunate to be in this 18-year window of the type of athlete that was playing at this time.
And we had the support of an incredible group of colleagues here at ESPN. Yeah. I mean, the very best in the entire industry, starting with those that you all would recognize, the names and the faces that you've seen. Everybody comes on our show, and I'm not going to list any names here because I would leave out far too many people. But the help that we got from people who would come on with us and do segments and do spots and do jokes and go along with some of our silliness was great. And then all the people who worked behind the scenes with us. And I'm also not going to start naming names because we will leave too many people out. But we got all the credit. Mike and Mike was always about Greeny and Golic, but it really was a team effort that was pulled off by a huge, hardworking, extremely talented group of people to whom we will be forever grateful.
Yeah, and it changed over time. That was the interesting thing. There have been some constants throughout, but it changed over time, and anybody who became part of our show became part of our family. You know, we just welcomed them in and made them understood right away. You do something stupid, it's going to be on air.
Right.
You're going to be on air, so you better be ready. Everything was ammunition for us to use on air, and we did, and everybody worked very hard on the show. And you're right. It's always the behind-the-scenes people that don't get enough thanks, and that's why we would like to thank them because they certainly make me sound a hell of a lot smarter than I really am, no doubt about it. But just when you walk in, the amount of support that you get here to help put on the show is second to none.
And then, of course, most importantly, and the hashtag MMSayThanks has been the number one trending topic in the U.S. all morning long, that hashtag is meant to be a message from us to you. And it is delightful that all these people are tweeting their thanks to us. But the reality is this was our job. You made the choice to spend these mornings with us. You made the choice starting in our earliest days. And as I said earlier today, when we started, there wasn't a smaller gig in the business. I mean, literally in almost any business. And it was through word of mouth. It was the ultimate grassroots effort that people started waking up and listening to us and said, hey, these two guys on the radio, they're not bad. They seem to talk about football in a pretty entertaining way. And they told their friends. And they told two friends, and they told two friends, and so on and so on. And that genuinely is how this turned from whatever it was into whatever it is now. And all the visits to the White House and all the Letterman appearances and all that kind of stuff doesn't happen without all of you who are with us from the beginning and those of you who have made the choice to start your mornings with us all these years.
Yeah, again, there's no 18 years without that. That's how this business works. You have to have viewers for the show to keep going. And we had enough to where they just kept the show going year after year after year to make us continue to show up here every single day. But you guys gave us a reason to, because you enjoyed us. And I'm happy we got to do it our way. That's one thing I know we talked about earlier, but Green and I had mentioned, but we had decided, verbally telling each other, but just kind of the way we were, that we wanted to be ourselves in this, and we were going to bring people along for the ride, kind of the way we wanted to. And we were going to do, it's kind of like my dad said, when I was very young, just, and it's a joke with my kids now, just be yourself. Just be yourself. People are going to like you. Some people aren't going to like you, and you just do the best you can. And our best, luckily, ran for 18 years.
Yep, it was as good as we could do, and obviously and thankfully it was good enough that we had this magnificent opportunity. But there isn't any other way to finish this besides by pointing out what we said at the beginning. And that is that from the day we started, this show is about being a family.
Right.
About us being a family together, about our families being a part of it, and about all of you being a part of that extended family. So with that thought in mind, can we have our families coming up here?
Come on up.
And this is the part that will be a little difficult to get through, but we're going to make it. But all the Greenies and all the Golics,
we're going to make it.
Come on up here.
To think this all started with you saying we look like the number 10.
That was the first words I ever spoke to you on the air.
Basically, the first words you ever uttered out of your mouth, saying that we were basically looked like the number 10 together, to where when we started this show, your wife is obviously standing by you, but then your kids as well, of which you had none when this show started. And now there were 3, obviously, and a friend as well, but 3 kids, and mine who were little kids and grown up now to be beautiful young adults, and a great addition in Jenny to our family as well, Jake's wife. So it's been a heck of a ride.
It has. It's been remarkable. It doesn't end for either of us.
No.
But the most important words that I can think of today are thank you. Thank you to all of you for choosing this all these years.
Yeah, appreciate it very much. And as Greeny said, we'll be around. I got a week. I'll be back. He'll be back in a few months. So you'll still get to see us, but this is the last time we can sign off together.
Final words from our families to yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mike and Mike signing off.